So this video right here is inspired by a client. Well, a future client. He will be someday. Reached out to me over the phone, was thinking about moving to Arizona and had some questions on whether it would be smarter to buy land, build your own property, make it exactly the way that you want it, or is it smarter to buy an existing property and then renovate it and fix it up so that it meets all the needs that you want? And I thought that brought a really good question. Definitely want to talk about the pros and cons of both. So when you're buying land, straight up land with nothing on it, not developed, and then you're building it, you can get it exactly the way that you want it to, right? You can hire the people you want, you can get it out the gates exactly how you want to do it. However, there's a couple of things that you want to plan on when doing something like that. Number one is time. We don't have an existing property to move into, so you're going to have to allow time for that home to be built, permits to get done, for all of that good stuff, right? That's gonna take a lot of time. The other thing it's gonna cost is money. It costs a lot more money up front and out of pocket when you're building something from scratch. So again, it can be a great option, but keep in mind you're gonna wanna have roughly around 30% of the total amount of money available that it's gonna cost to build the project available in cash, liquid money, so that you can get everything done that you need to. So now we're talking about like a 30% potential down payment, right? A lot more money out of pocket. But again, you get to make it exactly the way that you want it, and we have fantastic loan programs that help support these types of adventures. Ventures? Ventures. We'll just say. To support that. Great option, but definitely gonna cost a lot more money. As opposed to purchasing a property that's already move-in ready to go. Maybe it doesn't have everything that you want. Maybe it's a manufactured home. In fact, I brought this strategy up because I've had friends do it and I think it's really cool. What a lot of people do is they find the land and the location that they like, right? So maybe something that's got 2 acres or it's got plenty of room, older house on it, maybe it was built a long time ago, it's kind of fallen apart, it was never updated. Or maybe it's a manufactured home, right? One of those double wide manufactured homes that somebody just slapped on the property. Those can be great opportunities because here's what you can do when you're renovating. Now you have equity, right? Even though it may not be worth as much as it will be once you get done with it, it's still worth something as opposed to just raw land. It's very difficult to get equity out of raw land because it's land. But when there's a property on it, now we can use that property to leverage some extra funds. So you can buy things and do things with a lot less money out of pocket. Or you can time things correctly. So I had a buddy that did this once. He bought a house that had a manufactured home on it. It was like 3 acres. Him and his family lived in that house, and then they built their dream house while they were living in that one. So by the time that home was ready to go, and again, it took like a year and a half, almost 2 years to build their really beautiful home. And then they got to move into it, and then they just demolished the manufactured home, and he built a big old shop to put his cars and toys and stuff. That's a great option because it lets you use the bank's money. It lets you use something besides your liquid cash, especially 30% of the entire project. If it's gonna cost you $1 million, I mean, that's $300K out of pocket that you're gonna have to plan on. Whereas if you buy an existing property, now we can leverage things like the renovation loan, or you can take a little bit longer or get an equity line of credit. Like, you just have a lot more options when it comes to using money that is not yours, which in my opinion is one of the smartest ways to do things. So those are definitely the pros and cons of buying raw land and developing it yourself, as opposed to buying an existing property and then renovating it over time. Or again, you could knock it out fast. With the renovation loan, you can buy an existing property, demolish the whole damn thing and build a new one in its place and use the existing value that was there to do that. So you've got some fun options. Just keep that in mind when you're looking to do something like that, whether it's, again, buying brand new, developing it yourself, or making it your own on something that already exists. So something to think about for sure. So let's have some fun. I came across a new cocktail in my cocktail book, so I wanted to make a fun cocktail for you guys today. It's basically a baby of the sidecar and a whiskey sour. Let's get into the mixology portion of this and let's make a drink. All right, let's make a drink. So this drink is called Why Not? It's kind of the demon love child of a sidecar and a whiskey sour. So we're gonna start off with the 114 proof Old Granddad, which I just absolutely love this bourbon, especially for the price. If you've never had it, it's fantastic and it's crazy cheap. So we're gonna start off with 1 3/4 ounces of this bourbon whiskey. You can use any bourbon you want, but I recommend the Old Granddad 114. We're gonna take our Cointreau, of course just an orange liqueur. You're gonna get 1/2 ounce of that bad boy. right into the shaker. And then fresh lemon. See what we got here. Ooh, that's a pretty good lemon. Doesn't look very juicy though. Hopefully I can get 3/4 ounces of lemon juice out of it, because that's what I need. 3/4 ounces, there it is. 3/4 ounces of fresh lemon juice into the shaker. And then robust Canadian maple syrup. Straight from Canada, eh? I have no idea, it just has a Canada flag on it, so gotta be, right? We're gonna use 1/2 ounce of this maple syrup. You do need to make sure you use good, like grade A dark, it's called robust maple syrup. You don't wanna be using that Mrs. Butterworth shit or any of that fake stuff. Real deal. And we get our ice, my noisy ass ice maker. We're gonna shake it up. Shake it. Shake it like a baby. It's supposed to shake babies, right? All right, and then we're gonna pour this in a old-fashioned glass full of rocks. I got these nice clear ones. Oh, that was perfect. Look at that. It's not official till we add our garnish, so I'm gonna add a dried lemon peel. So I like how the dried ones look. And then I'm gonna top it with a sage leaf, with a little extra goodness on there. Then we're gonna torch it. There it is. Why not?